Hello, Wolfpack! I'm here to listen to Love Bites for the second time ever. Although I did check some side content, some interviews, some videos on some of the band members' YouTube channels. So I think I have a better idea of what to expect this time. But still, I have only listened to Judgment Day when it comes to their songs. Until today. Some of you kindly recommended that I check out, well, their entire catalog, frankly. But the one song I landed on is A Frozen Serenade. Because I wanted to hear the range of the band, so to speak, and A Frozen Serenade seems to be the most out there song that they have. It is so out there, in fact, that the only decent looking live footage of this song that I found is not on the band's official channel. And on top of that, the lyrics website that I usually use doesn't have an entry for the song. I'm beginning to think that I don't actually know what I'm getting myself into. But thankfully, I know exactly how to fix that. Okay. That's not like Serenade. Subtitles. Pausing here real quick. That is already very far off from Judgment Day, as expected. Also, I'm sure you correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the original basis, right? I think the new one joined in 2022, I wanna say. I don't know. It's nice so far, it's a serenade. It kind of sounds like what I imagine a serenade would be. And as always, I'm interested to see where they take that. I really like it when songs start quiet, slower, and then they pick up. And I mean, it's heavy metal, even though it's Serenade, I expect it will pick up. Let's go and hear it. I don't usually listen to serenades, but I'd wager that's probably one of the hardest serenades out there. It's what got me thinking. I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, yeah, that's kind of slow, it's kind of, more quiet, but that's just because of my frame of reference. It's nice though, it's still slow, and I'm starting to think maybe they're gonna keep it slow, which is not bad, just different. I unpaused there, but I found out that I've actually paused on a very bad time, so I put back by like a line or so, we can hear it again. Nice. Now there seems to be a setup for something. We're gonna find out what in a bit. But before that, it's been a lot of text, and I kind of read it before that, but then I reckoned maybe I need a bit more context. And I think I have some context now. This bit here explains to me what's happening in the song, lyrically speaking. Because before that point, we kind of get the feel of the song, but not necessarily why we have that feel. And in music, as with other art, you don't have to explain everything, right? But it seems to be explained here, so I might as well use that. This seems like someone who is writing a serenade, which, if I am to check the definition of serenade, a piece of music sung or played in the open air, which to my understanding means on the outside, typically by a man at night under the window of his beloved. Now, this is atypical because it's actually a woman singing, and also she might be under someone's window, but if she says one life ends, and given the very sad feeling of the song, I assume that she's out in the snow and just singing to the skies, the window to the afterlife or the heavens or whatever, because her beloved has passed. And I really like how the first verse sets up the mood. Crystal tears falling from the sky, that's referring to snowflakes, but it's crystal tears, right? So it already tells you this is, if you didn't get it by the by the instruments, this is gonna be a sad song. Veiling fears, the emptiness inside, those are obviously talking about the feelings and being hidden by the snow while you're, outside, which I think is similar to how people say that they cry when it's raining outside because nobody can see them, right? That kind of thing. Where with snow, it's not so, straightforward, but depending on how hard the snow is falling, it can definitely get the job done. Time is just passing by, killing me under the soft twilight. To me, that's the process of grieving. Killing me because grieving sucks, and time is just passing by because while grieving, we generally aren't very proactive and, out and doing stuff and whatever. So it feels like time is just passing by and you're just sad. A frozen melody of doves and ravens dancing in melancholy. To me, that's just a representation of the mood of the singer. Cold and sad, except, more artistically put. A distant memory because the person has passed. If only the snow could erase the pain, I'd wake up in a serenade. Now, maybe that's just my morbid mind, but one possible way to look at that would be, if she freezes to death. If the snow just takes her away, then maybe she'd wake up in the afterlife singing to her beloved. But it could, of course, be milder. Perhaps she is just thinking maybe magically the snow can actually erase the pain. And then, as that veil of grief lifts, she would just be out there serenading her beloved, who is no longer with her. Maybe. And maybe it's the morbid option. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. One life ends would be the passing of the beloved, and one life begins, I think, would be the start of life without the singer's beloved. That's my initial reaction to it, at least, my initial understanding. Even as to our origins, sounds to me like pass away to where we came from. Even is a very cool word, by the way. Definition is pass out of sight, memory, or existence. It's a very well chosen word for what they're singing. When I'm lost on my way, lead my heart and guide me to your grace. To me, that sounds like hoping to retain the memories of that beloved one and then calling upon them when you need them. Just remembering things that they have said to you and whatnot. It's definitely a very melancholy song. There's actually so much from it. I imagine a lot of it will be instrumental because there isn't that much text left. Let's go back by a few seconds because I'm not sure, but it seemed to me like they were building up to something. And if they were, I want to see how they build up to it and how they get into it. I want to observe the art of the composition. Here's another part. Such a loud mix. Oh. snow. Oh my god. That's so good. Oh, that's why they had the guitar. Wow. I couldn't find a good stopping point, but that was straight out of a musical. It was beautiful. I don't even know. I think we go over it again. That was so good. First started with the, let's call it proper metal guitar playing. A bit harder, and then they stopped with all the snowflakes. And then they played the piano with the acoustic guitar. And I saw the guitar at the beginning of the one of these shots. I saw a guitar there on display, and I was wondering why is that there? You see, you can clearly see it here. I was wondering why do they have just a guitar randomly sitting there? Now I know why. They chose the sounds very well. Also, the singer, I have to give props. I think she's doing a great job with this song. But she did a great job with the previous as well. I suppose she's kind of a professional, you would say. But also very, I don't know, artistic. Is that the word? That's not what I'm looking for. The way that she just went up and interacted with the snow, she seemed very much in the moment. It was really nice. And then, of course, they had the more shady bit with the guitars. Alright, let's see it again. Such nice imagery. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that they don't really play this song very much anymore. And that's not only because I couldn't find a live version of it anywhere on the band's official YouTube channel, although when I googled the song, I found a version of it that was actually from live, but it didn't have any live footage. It was just an image on the band's official channel. But then when I looked up Frozen Serenade in the search on the channel, I couldn't find the song at all. But it is there because I found it from Google. I don't know what's happening. Again, that's only the second song of theirs that I have heard, but I imagine that's way off for what they normally play, to the point where I imagine they don't really play that much on live, which I can kind of understand. As a metal or even rock bands, you probably want to sing things that are more like high energy, especially if the rest of your catalog is hard, you know, lots of energy, lots of noises, very full, and you could have things that are more mellow like this one every now and then, but I get that feeling that the contrast between this and the usual Lovebites sound is, you know, it's a big contrast, which is a shame. It's a nice song. All right, let's see how they send us home. the melody of the song. Nice. That was a good one. Definitely a unique experience. And I'll just keep going over this last part. It's given the context that I have built, at least in my head. I might be off. But with that context, this seems pretty self-explanatory. And it doesn't have to be anything more than it is. You know, we don't need any wild recontextualization. My God, English. Hold up. I'm gonna use my secret weapon.
Recontextualization.
What? Yeah, that word. We don't need that, you know? It's cool when they do it, but I think it's really nice when artists just take some idea, some feeling, and they just express it. And that's how I view this song. Definitely an interesting arrangement. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the shredding bit after the acoustic and piano part, but I did like the drums when they got into that part, and I liked also every part where the two guitars played the song's melody together. That was very nice. And of course, the singer's stage presence and the way she sang were pretty good as well. I would say she was the main building block in that whole arrangement, which I suppose kind of makes sense. Anyway, A Frozen Serenade by LOVEBITES. That's definitely one of the good ones in my book. I'm out. Y'all take care.